Hey, welcome. Today we're diving into a really powerful tool for your long-term financial security. We all work so hard to save up our money, but the real trick is making sure that money lasts for your entire lifetime. So let's get right into how that's even possible.
This is the big question, isn't it? It's the one that's on everyone's mind. How do you take that nest egg you've built and turn it into a steady, predictable stream of income that, and this is the key, you can't outlive? Well, that's the exact problem we're going to tackle today.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll cover what an annuity actually is. Then we'll look at its main job, which is retirement. After that, we'll see how they pop up in workplace plans. We'll even uncover some surprising uses you might not expect. And finally, we'll see exactly where this fits in your overall financial toolkit. Okay, let's start at square one. The word annuity gets tossed around a lot, but what is it really? Let's cut through the jargon and break it down right now. So, at its very heart, an annuity is a contract. It's an agreement you make with an insurance company. Basically, you give them a chunk of money, and in exchange, they promise to pay it back to you over time as a steady stream of income. Now look, they come in all sorts of flavors with different features and fees, but that central idea is always the same, turning a lump sum into a reliable paycheck.
This is a really important way to think about it. An annuity is basically the opposite of life insurance. Life insurance is all about creating an estate for your loved ones after you're gone. An annuity, it's designed to do the reverse, to systematically liquidate your estate by turning your savings into an income stream for you while you're still here to enjoy it. And that leads us perfectly into the number one reason people even look at annuities in the first place, planning for retirement. So let's dig into how this tool is used to help build that secure financial future we're all aiming for. Here's the bottom line. For most people, an annuity is a retirement vehicle, plain and simple. One of the biggest perks is that the money you put into it can grow without you having to pay taxes on the gains every single year. That tax deferral is huge because it lets your money compound way more efficiently over the long haul.
So, when you put it all together, here's what you get. The core promise is that guaranteed income stream, which can be set up to last for your entire life. That's a powerful way to fight that fear of running out of money, right? You combine that peace of mind with the tax-deferred growth we just talked about. You can even use an annuity to fund an IRA. It's all about creating a structured, predictable payout from the money you worked so hard to save.
But it's not just something you do on your own. Annuities actually play a pretty big role inside the retirement plans that many of us get through our jobs. Yeah, you might be surprised to see just how common these are behind the scenes. They often act as the funding vehicle, the engine really, for a lot of the retirement plans we're all familiar with, like 401ks and old-school pension plans. In many cases, they're the financial machinery that allows these plans to make good on their promises for long-term income. And speaking of workplace plans, there's a really special type of annuity plan out there, and it's designed for a very specific group of people. Employees of nonprofit organizations. It's officially called a tax-sheltered annuity, or TSA, but you've probably heard it called by its section in the IRS tax code, a 403(b) plan. This was created specifically to help folks who work for charitable, educational, and religious organizations save for retirement in a really effective way. And here's why it's so great for them. The contributions you make actually lower your taxable income today, which is an immediate win. Then, down the road, when you start taking payments in retirement, you're often in a lower tax bracket. That means you could end up paying less tax overall. Plus, being able to spread the payouts over many years helps manage that tax bill too. Okay, so we've talked a lot about retirement planning, but believe it or not, the story doesn't end there. Annuities have some other really interesting strategic uses that show just how flexible this financial tool can be. Just think about it for a second. Ever wonder how a huge lawsuit settlement gets paid out over time? Or what happens when someone wins a massive lottery prize? A lot of the time, the answer is an annuity. They can even be used to create a dedicated income stream for a specific goal, like making sure there's money ready and waiting for a child's college education. The real magic word here, as our source material points out, is that they can be perfectly tailored. The power is in the customization. Whether it's for a lawsuit or some other big payout, the annuity can be designed to deliver exactly the amount of income needed right when it's needed most. Imagine for a second you win a $10 million lottery prize. Whoa. How does the state handle a massive payout like that? Well, instead of cutting one giant check, they can go out and buy an annuity from an insurance company. That annuity is what then pays you your winnings over a set period, like maybe 10 or 20 years. It turns a huge, overwhelming sum into a manageable, predictable stream of payments.
So as we start to bring this all together, it really helps to think of an annuity not as some magic bullet, but as one very specialized tool that you can add to your bigger financial toolkit.
So let's just recap what we've seen. We've looked at annuities in a personal role, providing you with that guaranteed income for your own retirement. We've seen them in a professional role, funding those workplace plans like 401ks and 403bs. And we've seen them in this kind of structural role, creating predictable payouts for everything from lottery winnings to a child's education.
So now that you get the mechanics and you've seen the possibilities, the question really becomes a personal one for you. From securing your own retirement to funding a lifelong dream, what role could a guaranteed, predictable stream of income play in building the future that you want? Thanks for joining me.